Sure.
There you go.
All right. Hi Robert, how are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. Can I just verify your date of birth real quick before we get started?
I'm 58 years old. I don't know my birthday.
All right. My name is
I'm old.
Duncan.
That's what I know.
Okay. My name's Duncan, and I'm a student pharmacist. I just want to gather some information really quick and confirm what we received from your primary care provider. Is that all right with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then can you just tell me your understanding about why you're here, kind of like why you referred to us?
Yeah, my doctor said you're supposed to manage my warfarin.
Sweet. Okay. That is, this is a good place for that. So we got a list of your pertinent conditions from your primary care provider. It lists prediabetes, hyperlipidemia, the obstructive sleep apnea, depression, chronic back pain, migraines, and then long-term anticoagulation. Can you tell me how accurate that list is?
Yeah, that's about it. That's good.
Okay. And then just one thing on that long-term anticoagulation. Can you just tell me more about that? And is it just warfarin or have you been on other anticoagulants?
No, I mean, in 2022, I got my valve replaced and they started me on the aspirin and warfarin, but I haven't taken anything else that I know of.
Okay. So it was after that mechanical valve placement that you did start the warfarin therapy as well?
Yeah, they told me that's why I had to have it, was the valve. So,
Sweet. That is a good reason to be on it. And then they also gave us some other medications that you were on from the primary care provider. They listed aspirin, duloxetine, rosuvastatin, semaglutide, tramadol, and warfarin. As
yep.
far as you know, is that a correct medication list for you?
Yeah.
Can
Yeah,
you,
that's what I prescribed.
okay. And then on those medications, how often do you miss doses of those?
I really don't miss doses. I remember every day. I would say like with the Coumadin, sometimes I'm like, did I take it? So I'd probably take a double dose sometimes.
Okay.
But I don't ever not take it. Like I never miss a dose.
Okay. And then how about over-the-counter medications? Is there anything over the counter that you use?
Yeah, I take Prilosec every day, the OTC strength, whatever that is. And when I get migraines, I don't get them too often, but I know I'm not supposed to take NSAIDs, so I take Tylenol. And then, I started the Ozempic and man, it upsets my stomach. And I found that taking ginger every day has been really helpful.
Okay. And then so just the ginger and that's just for like the nausea associated.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know of any other supplements or like vitamins that you take?
No, no, I don't take anything else. I think that's enough.
Right. And then so just to clarify, it's just the ginger and then occasionally some Tylenol
And Prilosec.
and Prilosec, yes.
hmm
And then you said no NSAIDs because
No, no NSAIDs.
perfect. Okay. And then how about any tobacco or nicotine products? How often are you using any of those?
Well, I used to smoke like a half a pack a day, but New Year's resolution, January 1st, haven't had a cigarette since.
Okay. And that was this January.
Yep. Yep.
And how about alcohol? How often would you say that you have a drink?
Uh, Again, like I used to have like 2 or 3 beers a night, have it with dinner, maybe while I'm on the rocking chair on the porch. But New Year's resolution, haven't had a drink since January 1st.
Perfect. And you've been pretty consistent with both of those, none of either since the
Yeah,
first.
nothing. Nope.
Okay.
Not a drink, not a cigarette.
Sweet. And then I guess the next thing we probably should talk about is diet, since that's pretty important with the warfarin. Can you tell me just like on a typical day? what you're eating?
Well, with the Ozempic, man, that thing really can upset your stomach. But I found if I eat smaller portions, that helps a lot. Um, so I've been doing that, and then trying to incorporate a little more veggies into my diet. It's, every once in a while, and I don't really keep track of how much. Kind of mix them up.
Um, are you familiar with leafy greens and about how much of those would you say you eat?
I mean, I like all vegetables, and I don't like to eat the same thing all the time. So I just kind of mix all of it in, go one this day and one another day.
Okay. And then how about a couple of other things like cranberries or avocados? Would you say that you eat those pretty regularly?
No, I don't really eat those.
Don't really eat them. Okay. And then with the Ozempic, have you noticed, um, is it more time schedule or like throughout the week? Does the nausea and diarrhea symptoms kind of change with that? Like,
I mean, I don't have any recent nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea, and mostly I just have nausea. It just upsets my stomach, so the ginger helps with that. But I haven't really like had any vomiting or diarrhea or anything.
okay. Um, and then are there any times that you would say, like in the year or even throughout a week, that you're eating differently than you normally would on a regular day?
No, kind of keep things steady.
Pretty steady. And then you said that you started the Warfarin, it looks like about a year ago. Is that correct?
2022. I got my valve replaced in 2022.
Okay.
So I started warfarin and aspirin then.
Okay. And did they discuss your INR goal with you?
No, I mean they tell me what the INR is, and then they tell me what to do with my dose, so I just follow that.
Okay. So they didn't discuss what your goal was at all?
No.
Okay. And then as far as your warfarin dosing goes, what does your dose look like on that?
I take one purple tablet every day.
One
I don't
purple,
really know what strength that is, but I only take the purple one.
and you're just taking one once a day.
Yeah. Yeah, right now. Sometimes they've had me take like a half on some days or one and a half on some days, but right now just one tablet every day.
Okay, so we're not splitting anything,
Nope.
nothing like that right now.
Mm-mm.
All right. And just to clarify, it was the purple one, correct?
Yep, purple one.
Okay.
And
Um,
I'm not colorblind.
okay. And then do you have any concerns about being able to make it to appointments or anything?
No, no, I can drive. My work is flexible, so that's not a problem.
Okay. I believe that was all the questions that I had for you. Let me look over this with my preceptor and we'll work on getting a plan set up for you.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.